forgot until a few minutes ago. Well, not a few minutes ago, like maybe yesterday. Easter's tomorrow.
Yeah, Easter is very tomorrow.
My God, my mom called me probably like 2 days ago and was like, hey, like she does her normal like Pam thing when she hasn't heard from me in a couple days, and it's like, hey, haven't heard from you in a while, which makes it seem like I haven't called in like 4 weeks. And I'm like,
it's like, you have been absent, my child.
And I'm like, has it really been that long since I've called you? But she's like, hey, it's been a while, like haven't heard about your plans for Easter. And I'm like, Easter plans? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, that's like a while. It's like a while from now. And she's like, no, it's Sunday. And I'm like,
you're like, oh.
I mean, luckily I don't work either job on Sunday, so like it's fine.
That's nice.
They're just like, hey, just tell me when I'm coming over. Like, tell me when I'm coming over.
No,
yeah, literally.
So
and then I said something to a coworker about it, and she goes, how did you forget about Easter? And I'm like,
dude, it's easy to do. Like, I forgot Easter was this weekend. Like, last week I was like, oh, I got a couple weeks, whatever.
Yeah, I'm like, it's trigger warning. It's Easter. Like, that shit, never on the same day. She could never make up her mind. Like,
but at least she's always on a Sunday.
When did Jesus die? Just give me a date.
Give me an official date.
Was it March 8th? Was it April 16th? Was it May 12th? Like, I need to know when Jesus died so we can properly celebrate his death. Why does it always have to fucking move?
Well, dude, it was stressful because I'm like, I don't do last minute. I don't like doing last minute. It makes me anxious. But like,
meanwhile, I thrive. I'm like, this paper's due in 5 minutes.
Okay, some things, but like when it comes to like holidays and planning, I don't like to do things last minute. Right. And it's like at work for like my clients, I help with like the planning and the like fun celebration festivities and stuff too.
Right.
I had to shop for their Easter baskets yesterday.
Jesus.
Yesterday, and I'm just
Easter!
I'm just like, what I'm about to find in this store, everything's about to be picked over.
Oh my God, I literally could not imagine. So I'm just lucky I don't work with any population that needs any sort of basketry. Yeah, basketing. Basketeering, whatever. Because, like, I don't know. I just feel like I would always be the motherfucker who would be, like, last minute. I mean, obviously, I forgot about fucking Easter.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'd be the one waking up, like, the day before. I'm like a terrible boyfriend who's, like, going out, like, begging, like, hey, my wife just wants some fucking Clinique Happy perfume, and why isn't there any on the shelf? And we're like, bitch, Christmas is tomorrow. Motherfucker. I'm like one of those bitches. I'm like one of those bitches that come in the makeup store the day before Valentine's Day, and they're like, I've just been so busy. And I'm like, girl, me too. I get it.
Working.
Like, girl, I get it. Or motherfuckers who just are not busy. I remember seeing this man come into the makeup store. Came into the motherfucking makeup store the day before Valentine's Day. Mm-hmm. And he was like talking about how, he and his girlfriend have been together for like 10 years. And, she just couldn't make up her damn mind about what she wanted for Valentine's Day. And so he waited until the day before Valentine's Day to buy her something. And he just had to figure it out. And I'm like, jail.
Sir, if y'all have been together for 10 years, you should know the shit that she likes.
Jail. Like, does she have a nightstand? Did you not look at her nightstand and go, what type of perfume she likes?
I was going to say, do you not know what she smells like?
Ooh,
at that point?
Does she wear lotion?
Yeah.
Does she need her daily moisturizer? That's easy.
It's easy and thoughtful. Bing, bang, boom.
Take a motherfucking picture of it and bring it into the store. And then I'll be like, hey, King, Yeah,
they'll show you your phone, be like, where do I find this? And you'll be like, yeah, that's in aisle section 27B.
And even then, I don't even do that. I go, yeah, King, let's walk over there.
Well, there you go.
And I walk my happy ass with the man over to wherever, to the exact spot, to the exact one, pick up that shit and go, here you go. You don't even, I'm never going to be that motherfucker that goes, like when you're like, hey, where is this? And I just like point and go over there. Because at least to me, when that happens to me, I'm like,
over where?
Well, thanks for nothing, fucking asshole. I guess I'm just going to keep circling like a fucking idiot. No, I'm like, I'll do you one better. I'll hand you the shit myself. Anyways, my main point. Easter is tomorrow.
Easter is tomorrow.
God damn it. I have a fun Easter story from when I was a kid, though.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, so one year, Easter landed on my birthday.
Oh, yeah, because sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late.
Yeah, so my birthday's actually April 23rd, for the audience. So, what? Stop laughing. Some of them may not know when my birthday is. Some of them may not even know I have a birthday.
I mean, you're here, so obviously you have a day of birth.
I could be a Jehovah's Witness.
You're still here.
Again, I could be a Jehovah's Witness. They don't celebrate birthdays.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Jehovah's Witnesses don't celebrate any holidays.
I knew they didn't celebrate like Christmas or anything, but I didn't know they didn't celebrate birthdays.
No Christmas, no Easter, no birthday. Like literally, just any other day.
What do you do on your birthday? That's kind of sad.
Nothing. They do nothing on their birthday because they don't have a birthday. Like they have a day of birth, but they don't celebrate their birthday because I think I don't know if this is fully correct. So if any of you are Jehovah's Witnesses
or know about Jehovah's Witnesses,
you know what? I'll probably just look this up later.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I lied. What I think it is because something about like, you know, the only birth we should be celebrating is Jesus. Something like. You know what? Fuck off. I know it's early. Fucking G-Noogle time. It's up a G-Noogle. It's up a G-Noogle. Oh my fucking god. So, according to study.com, we're going to read two sources.
Oh my gosh, multiple sources.
We're going to read from study.com. Oh, fuck off. It's blocked by a paywall.
Rude.
Okay. Just kidding. We're going to read an Insider article.
Ooh, Insider.
And we're going to read a Jehovah's Witness, like jw.org.
Very opposite ends of the spectrum.
So, Serena Williams is actually a Jehovah's Witness, apparently.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that until right now either. So apparently in 2018, Serena Williams was having a press conference. Well, she was speaking during a press conference for the U.S. Open, and she said she wasn't going to be celebrating her daughter's first birthday because they're Jehovah's Witnesses, and they don't celebrate birthdays, Christmas, Easter. And the reason is because members of the church believe that such celebrations displease God and are rooted in pagan traditions.
Interesting.
Man, I can't believe that Serena Williams is a door knocker. She's one of them motherfuckers walking around in the neighborhood going, y'all ever hear about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Oh, we've definitely had them knock on our doors.
Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody has. If you have had a Jehovah's Witness show up to your door, I see you. I hear you.
She got stories to back it up.
So, well, I mean, we all do. Here we go. And so, per the Jehovah's Witnesses, Jehovah's Witnesses do not celebrate birthdays because we believe that such celebrations displease God. That's what I just said. Although the Bible does not explicitly forbid celebrating birthdays, it does help us to reason on key features for these aspects and understand God's view of them. Watch me convert the entire podcast audience to fucking Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jeez.
Just by reading the reason why we don't celebrate birthdays. They're like, man, you could save so much fucking money not even celebrating birthdays. Shit, I'm
like,
converting.
no birthdays, no presents. That's still kind of sad though.
Yeah, so they say that birthday celebrations have pagan roots. Evil spirits and influences have the opportunity to attack the celebrant, and that the presence of friends and the expression of good wishes help protect the celebrant. Due to fucking mythology. What? The book The Lore of Birthdays.
I'm so confused.
The book The Lore of Birthdays says that in ancient times, birthday records were essential for the casting of a horoscope based on the mystic science of astrology. This book adds that birthday candles in folk belief are endowed with special magic for granting wishes. The Bible, however, condemns the use of magic, divination, spiritism, or, quote, anything like this.
Oh my god.
In fact, one reason why God condemned the ancient city of Babylon was that its inhabitants practiced astrology, which is a form of divination. Jehovah's Witnesses are not preoccupied with the roots of every custom. Yet when the scriptures give such pointed indications, we do not ignore them. Early Christians apparently did not celebrate birthdays. Only commemoration that Christians are required to keep involves not a birth but a death, that of Jesus. So they're like, oh, the Bible never refers to a servant of God celebrating a birthday. They're like, if Paul never celebrated his birthday, then neither can you!
Damn.
Man! And then they're also like, the only thing that you should be celebrating is death of Jesus.
That sounds depressing.
Imagine being like, happy death day, Grandma. Happy death day, Grandma. We're gonna fucking turn up at your grave. Wah, 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 wah.
Oh my god. Like, I just, imagine, little kids just not having a birthday, no presents. Like, that just makes me really sad for them.
Well, I mean, kids don't, not that kids don't know. Like, they know that they're different. Like, they're like, man, what the fuck do they get to celebrate and do this little party thing and I can't?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God's gonna smite me for not, for participating.
For blowing out some candles.
Well, right, because you're practicing witchcraft.
By blowing out some candles.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh my god. Speaking of practicing witchcraft.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the 14th inaugural episode of the Between the Fridges podcast. My name is Carly.
My name is Amanda.
And our third host today is the resurrection of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This was all trying to explain a story from when I was a child. It's not even that amazing. The point of the entire Jehovah's Witness backtrack was, detour, I should say. When I was a child, my Easter landed on my birthday, April 23rd. Everybody don't forget it. You can forget it. I don't fucking care. And
I could never forget it.
I was a young kid, less than 10 years old, because my mom was hyping this shit up. And we were living in our old house at the time. And so my mom was like, dude, when your birthday and Easter are on the same day, the Easter Bunny gives you 2 baskets. And I was like, shit.
Let's go.
I'm like, oh shit, the Easter Bunny giving me 2 baskets. Fuck off. Amazing. So, obviously, I wake up. I'm maybe an only child. I might have been an only child still at this point. Maybe my brother was too young. I don't know. Regardless, all eyes on me, attention on me. I'm so excited. My old house had this flight of stairs essentially. It kind of it was a staircase, it was an L staircase.
Mm-hmm. So
when you would go down the stairs, you'd go down a little bit, and then you'd have to take a right, and then you would go down more stairs.
Yeah, our old house had that too.
And then you would, be in the main entryway.
Yeah.
So I come booking it down the stairs. I'm so excited. I'm trying to find my Easter basket, but then I'm also finding eggs around the house. And I was like, oh, shit. In between the landing, my mom had this potted plant.
Mm-hmm.
Big potted plant.
Okay.
And so I'm running around the house. I'm trying to find my Easter baskets. I run back upstairs. I'm looking around, looking in every room, every crevice. not finding a thing. Go to run downstairs. I slip. I tumble down the stairs, crack my head onto the potted plant.
Oh no!
Had the biggest fucking goose egg on my head. I'm crying. My mom comes running up. She's like, "Oh, it's okay. Oh my God, baby, give me a little case." And I'm like, "Wah!" So I do remember my dad coming over. My mom and my dad lived on the same street, like 7 houses away. Fucking weird for divorced parents.
A little bit.
Really fucking weird. But I digress. I have a distinct memory in my brain. I don't know if this was like a goose egg mirage or if it actually happened. But I remember my dad coming over and he, like, it's like the only, like, one of the few jokes I remember my dad making. He, like, looked at me and he's like, "Oh, looks like the Easter Bunny left you an extra egg." And I'm
my God.
And I'm like, "Dad, oh my God, that's so embarrassing."
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
So funny. I don't know why this is like a core memory to me. Of course, like I feel like my like first childhood memories are me like falling and hurting myself. Is that normal?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't remember random shit.
You have a psychology degree. What does that say about me?
Do you find yourself to be clumsy?
Not particularly.
Not as a child. Did you find yourself to be clumsy?
Probably.
Well, I mean, there you go.
Because my first 2 memories are me fucking falling on my face.
They are embedded in your psyche forever.
And like those 2 things are just like always circling my mind. Like, don't fall, bitch.
Ingrained in the brain.
Don't fall, bitch.
Always in the back of your mind.
Oh my God. Do you have any fun Easter memories?
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think of like any ones that stand out. I do. I mean, I don't totally remember this, but we have a picture. So, you know, there's like a chain of restaurants. Have you ever heard of Old Country Buffet?
Oh hell yeah, I've heard of
Old Country Buffet was so good.
That's another thing ingrained in my brain. The fucking Old Country Buffet kind of crusty macaroni and cheese. Oh, that shit was so gas. Oh my God.
So back in the day, my dad used to work at Old Country Buffet, right? When we were like little.
Right.
And so they had the mascot. I don't remember. I think it was just called the OCB, like BEE.
Yeah,
so like they had the
OCB.
They had the B, and then
that motherfucking bee knew how to make mac and cheese. I can tell you that.
So they had the B, and then they had like around Easter time they had the Easter Bunny come in. And so I remember there's like a little Polaroid, because you know we would go visit my dad and eat dinner and that kind of thing. So we would go visit him, right? And there's a Polaroid, I think, of me and my brother, and we're just like, is this picture done yet? One of those kinds of pictures. So it's just like the look on our faces, like we're like hugging the Easter Bunny, and it's just like, can we start smiling now?
Oh my God.
So I don't know where that picture is. So Mom, Dad, y'all probably know where it is. You probably know what I'm talking about if you even listen this week. But
that's so.
But yeah, that
funny.
Picture sticks out to me. But other than that, I don't know. Not like I said, nothing random. Actually, just kidding.
What?
There is a memory. It's not really like me and my brother. So, we grew up with a dog. Our dog's name was Lucky. Lucky was awesome.
Yeah.
Her and Mikey shared the same birthday.
Oh, Amanda's birthday, by the way, is June 22nd. So
my brother's birthday is May 1st.
They don't care about your brother's birthday.
Well, there's a point to the story because it's about our family dog.
Mm-hmm.
So our family dog we grew up with was Lucky, and her and my brother shared the birthday, May 1st. Hence the relevancy. Thank you. Anyways, so at our old house, like I said, it was probably similar setup to yours. It's like the second floor and the first floor. We had the little, landing with all that, but it was the first floor. Like, so we had like a big living room. Our house was older, so we had like one of those old fireplaces that didn't like actually work, but it was like more, like a statement piece. Right. So like we had, the couches and everything, and we had a big dining room table. And so like there was kind of a big archway that separated the living room from the dining room. And so one year, Lucky decided to jump on the table when we were, mind you, I think we were at my grandma's or something because we weren't home. Jump on the table. They found that this dog ate like 5 pounds of freaking chocolate, like wrappers, everything.
No.
Mind you, she was a mutt, so she was a Chihuahua Terrier mix. But it's just like we took her to the vet, and they're like, we don't know how your dog is not sick, but your dog has a stomach of steel because she did not get sick from all that candy, which blows my mind.
Didn't she die when she was like 15 or something?
Yeah, she was. Shit? Yeah, she was 16. She lived a long life.
She lived a long life, ate a bunch of crazy ass candy. She was like, I don't care what the fuck it is. I'm living it up. Give me that shit.
Really though.
Give me that Smurf. Give me that Smurf marshmallow. Nom 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 nom.
Oh my god. Yeah, that she was something else.
Yeah, I mean,
stomach of steel.
We have to bring up,
yes,
your because we're talking about stomach of steel and candy. So what do you have? So Amanda and I have two what I call my breakfast plates in front of us, but they're not full of breakfast. What do you have for us today?
Oh, they are full of Easter candy.
I haven't even eaten dinner yet. All I've had today was a fucking ham and cheese croissant and some fucking Cheez-Its.
Well, I'm sorry.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I do not care. So,
oh my
god, let's tell the audience real quick the array of things that you have decided to provide for us today.
So like I said yesterday, I was at the Walmart shopping like a crazy lady to get my clients' Easter baskets done, and stuff for the house. And I'm like, you know what? You know what would be fun? I'm gonna get some good candy, and I'm gonna get some shitty candy,
right?
Because I want to get the take on this. So, before I explain what's on our little plates here, like, do you have like some favorite Easter candy, like things that you're just like, yes, fuck it up, like that's my shit?
I don't think I do now as much as I did when I was a kid. But I do remember knowing that I liked Reese's eggs, and that was primarily because my mom liked Reese's eggs. So she and I compete, essentially, on, like, give me that shit. And I'm like, no, that's mine, bitch. Like, and then she's like, don't Reese's call me a bitch. I'm your mom. And I'm like, I'm sorry. And then she's like, you're grounded.
You're like, oof. I mean, Reese's eggs are good, to be fair. What about, like, nasty-ass candy? Like, it's just, like, bottom of the barrel type stuff. For Easter. I mean, I guess any candy in general can qualify, but just what do you think of Easter?
I remember liking jelly beans too, but it was like a certain jelly bean. I feel like jelly beans and candy corn to me are one and the same. I'll eat candy corn.
Valid.
I'll eat candy corn. Maybe this is a controversial opinion. I'll eat candy corn. It's fine. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. Candy corn is the Nickelback of candy. I said it. Candy corn has been violated for too long and accused of being nasty. Meanwhile, a bunch of why is it still selling then?
I don't know. Some people really like it.
Motherfuckers love that shit. And I am a fucking candy corn apologist. Suck my balls.
Oh my god. But no, I can't. Like, candy corn is just bleh.
That's so valid.
It's and just
that's so valid.
Jelly beans are gross too. I said what I said. Fight me. It's fine.
There's like certain jelly beans I like. I think my stepdad used to buy these like Starburst jelly beans.
Yes.
Those things are good.
Honestly, like regular jelly beans, not really a fan. The Starburst ones, pretty good. Pretty good. But yeah, so I have this lovely array of very gross and or okay candy in front of us.
Yes.
What's your take on Peeps? Are you a Peep person or no?
I think it was a forced Peeps kid.
How?
My stepdad loves these motherfuckers. Actually, that reminds me. My stepdad every year buys they're fucking cheap ass chocolate covered marshmallows that are shaped
in the carton.
In the carton. Those shits. Oh my god.
Yeah, they cost like $1 or something.
Oh yeah, my stepdad will buy that shit, and then every time I go home, I'll sneak an egg. I'm like, give me that shit. But to be fair, I used to always do that too to his Nutter Butters that were in the fridge, and he would put them in a certain spot so that we couldn't get them, and then I was like, give me that shit. And then I would take one and I'd run to my room like a little fucking rat.
Like, I did it.
like a little possum. Like, ooh, I'm gonna take this back to my enclosure. And then he would be like, he would count his shit. He's like, where the fuck? I have a Nutter Butter missing. And I'm like, not for me, bitch. I'd take that wrapper and I'd put it in the kitchen garbage and I would like hide it in there. I'm like, I didn't take nothing. Mission Impossible, motherfucker. Anyways, we are running so fucking long. We're running so fucking long. What?
Dude, it's okay. What
the fuck do we have here?
Okay, so, I got Peeps. I am not a Peep person, but I found some weird ass flavors for us to try that I thought would just be fun. So I have these hot tamales Peeps, these cotton candy Peeps.
I'm not excited about those fucking hot tamale Peeps.
I'm not excited about Peeps, period, but I am committed to the bit. So, yep. Then I found these Flintstones milk and cereal type chocolate bunny things, or like white chocolates. I'm like, that could be one of two ways, either pretty good or awful. You got your classic Tootsie Roll. You got your classic Reese's Eggs, because I didn't want to get totally nasty candy. And then also controversial, I know Cadbury eggs are controversial.
But see, these are not Cadbury eggs.
They're the caramel cream eggs, not the regular ones, but just... it's still a thing. Either you love it or you hate it. I don't feel like there's like an in-between.
I don't know. I feel like caramel Cadbury eggs are my shit. So.
But you also are like a caramel person.
But the regular Cadbury eggs. So if you would have gotten a regular Cadbury egg, I would have probably killed myself. But
wow,
thank God you didn't.
Thank God I did it.
So anyways,
so yeah, we're about to subject ourselves to eating these candies. So
in honor of our friends at the Off the Air podcast, and it sure is a podcast with Brandon and Eric, Amanda has decided to coin this quick segment, Ass or Gas.
Yup.
You're so proud. You're like, I love stealing from other people.
No, I thought it was funny.
No, you're fine. I think it's funny. All right,
I'm going to have you do first pick. What do you want to start with?
I want to get the nastiest fucking thing out of the way.
The hot tamales Peeps.
The fucking hot tamale Peep.
All right. Hot tamales Peeps. You ready?
Should I add mouth sounds?
No.
Be like,
nobody wants to hear mouth sounds.
Trigger warning. Here, you know what we'll do? I think I have some like hold music. So in the like
the elevator.
Yeah, so it'll be like 2 seconds. I'll cut it down and then we'll eat the shit. So yeah, because I guess I like you guys enough to not subject
you to mouth sounds.
Right. So
I don't want to hear mouth
sounds. The first is a fucking nasty ass hate my life hot tamale Peep.
Oh God, that's awful.
So I'm ranking that number 6.
Number 6, like very bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, I have a little list here that I'm making for myself.
I mean, I don't mind cinnamon stuff, but that's very gross.
Yeah, like it's not bad,
but it's not good.
Maybe I just didn't get enough.
I took a little bite because I hate Peeps.
You took the tiniest ass bite.
Do you want me to take another bite?
No,
I'll take another bite for you.
No. It just tastes like fucking Big Red. Like, it tastes like marshmallowy Big Red. And it's like, if I want fucking Big Red, I will go and get Big Red. I want to be that motherfucker. I want to be that motherfucker with some Big Red in my purse. And then I go over and I'm like, hey, you want some Big Red? Oh my God. The fucking cinnamon guy.
You just walk up just like, hey.
You want some Big Red?
Hey.
All right. I have my number 6 spot filled.
All right, you're number 6.
What do you eyeing up here?
You know what? We just had a Peep, so I'm gonna save the other Peep.
Savage.
Yeah, you don't want to do 2 peeps back to back, do you?
I thought you'd want to get that shit over with, but I digress.
I'm gonna break it up.
I'm turning around.
I'm gonna break it up. I figure we can continue with this Easter Bunny, whatever the heck this is called, the Fruity Pebbles Milk and Cereal Easter Bunny, whatever the hell this is.
Okay, let me kill myself. I'm kidding.
That's not horrible. Like, you definitely taste the Fruity Pebble because there's straight up like Fruity Pebble pieces in this thing.
Yeah.
But I don't like white chocolate. I'm not a fan.
If you like white chocolate, I better be fine.
I feel like that's in the middle.
I'm putting this at number 4.
At number 4?
And also I'm making this so that once I put it here, I cannot change my answer.
You know what?
So,
that's so valid.
It kind of reminds me, do you ever have the, like, cereal and milk, like, breakfast bars?
Probably.
It reminds me of one of those. Like, because the white chocolate to me does not taste like white chocolate. Because of the Fruity Pebble, it tastes like milk.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely
Like
what
dairy
they were
milk.
going for. Like, I think I got a piece where it was like there was more white chocolate on the end, so I'm just like, ugh, I taste it. But you definitely, like, it's not, it could be worse. It
Right.
wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
All right, your pick. What do we eat next?
You think I'm gonna pick the cotton candy? I almost said cotton candy Pop-Tart, but cotton candy.
That would be atrocious.
No.
All right, we're going with the cotton candy peep.
No, I'm picking the Tootsie Roll, bitch. I'm letting you pick that shit.
All right, classic Tootsie Roll.
Okay. Damn, that motherfucker's hard.
I don't remember them being this chewy.
Like my wiener every time I watch a Leon Kennedy thirst trap. Man.
Why did we think these things were good as children?
To be fair, I used to get these white ones. They had a blue wrapper. They were like the fruit ones. My dad used to get that shit at the beer distributor, and the beer distributor man would be like, "Hey kid, catch," and then he'd give me like a handful of them, and I'm like, "Thank you, Mr. Beer Distributor Man. I hope you're not contributing to my father's alcoholism."
I have fond memories of Tootsie Rolls because we would always, like, when we were younger, and, you know, you'd go with your parent. Like, my dad would have to go to the bank. We'd go with my dad. And so, like, they would always give, you know, the kids Tootsie Rolls at the bank. So I'm just like, memories. But I don't remember them being this chewy.
Yeah.
Which just, it's okay.
Tootsie.
I feel like that's like a number, that's like, I know you're making your own list, but that's like a number 5 for me.
I want to put it at number 5, but also it makes me worried because what if the cotton candy peep is worse?
You know what? That's fair, but I don't know.
I don't want to put it on my list right now.
I mean, you don't have to figure out a definitive number right this moment.
My rules. I'm not putting it on the list yet.
Her world. Her rules.
That's right. Anyways, your turn.
All right, I'm getting this peep out of the way. This cotton candy peep.
Hold on. I need to take a swig of water or else.
Just to cleanse her palate.
I do. It's like when you smell perfume. When you take a smell of perfume and then sniff coffee beans afterwards.
Yes.
Or we're going to eat sushi and then eat a ginger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's part of the process. It's just part of the process.
Okay.
All right.
Cotton candy peep.
Cotton candy peep. Here we go.
Call the hospital. I'm having a diabetes attack.
That's so sugary. Like, gross sugary. That's too much.
I honestly don't get a cotton candy feel from this, though.
I just taste sugar. I don't taste, like, flavor.
So, where's the flavor?
Where's the spice?
Where's the flavor? All right. I'm putting Tootsie at number 3.
Okay.
I'm putting cotton candy at number 5.
Okay.
If it had a cotton candy flavor, it would be reversed.
You know what? That's totally valid. All right. So we got probably two of the best things on here: the Reese's egg and the caramel cream Cadbury egg left. Which one you picking?
Since it's a little bit more my wheelhouse, probably pick the caramel cream egg. Be careful; these things are like kind of messy. So I'd say probably like eat from the top, and then you'd have like a little boat of caramel at the bottom. Then you can like dip your tongue in it like you're a little cat, like drink your water and be like, what? Anyways,
no, you're gonna Yoshi this egg, that little.
No, I cannot do that. Ooh, I had a pop.
It's okay.
What? I'm kidding.
It's okay. It's not anything amazing.
It's a very standard, like, caramel-filled egg. Mm-hmm. I love caramel, but 10 years ago, when I worked at Target, I would buy these motherfuckers all the time. I'd take, like, 3 of them, 4 of them, go home, have a couple for a couple days. Now it's just way too much for me.
Yeah, like, I barely ate half of it. And I was like, I'm good. And I don't know if it's just because I'm older, where it's just like, sometimes too much sweet is too much sweet, but it's just okay.
It just shows you that life is short and your tastes are gonna change, and
that's true.
Existential crisis.
Existential crisis.
I'm gonna actually put that at number 2.
That's valid.
But I will say, like I said, a lot better than the Cadbury cream egg. That shit is garbage.
You know what? I think it maybe, honestly, it influences me just because I don't like the Cadbury eggs. I think they're gross. They're not good. Sorry if y'all are offended by my opinion.
You know what else is
just not good?
You know what else is not good?
What?
Apparently our number 1 draft pick.
Our number 1 draft pick is not good?
I'm kidding. The Reese's egg.
The Reese's egg.
Pop off, queen.
Yeah.
Well, you bought like a big one of these. You'd like cut it and shit.
I did. Just because I wanted to get out of the damn store so bad, I was like, grab the candy and go.
Yeah, I mean, it's still good.
I mean, a Reese's is a Reese's, except if we go back, obviously, where we talk about my controversial opinion on Reese's soft candy versus hard candy. That's a whole different ballgame. But yes, it's a classic. It's always good. Mm-hmm. It doesn't disappoint. Coming in clutch.
Yeah.
All right. So what are your final thoughts? What are your rankings?
I mean, as it stands right now, I'm at number 6, hot tamale Pete. Number 5, cotton candy Pete. Number 4, cereal milk candy thing. Fucking bitch. Number 3, hard ass Tootsie Roll. Number 2, the Cadbury caramel egg. And then number 1, the Reese's egg.
I agree with your ranking.
Well, that's good, because if you didn't agree with my ranking, we would have to raise your fucking rent.
Wow. Bleed more money out of me. More money I don't have to give you.
I'm capitalism.
She's like, I want more rent. Give me your money.
I'm like the little rent goblin.
The little rent goblin.
The little rent goblin.
Coming around. It's time for rent. Where's your money?
Well, no, not even just that, but like anybody who moves in, they don't do their dishes. I'm like, that's $20 to your tab. Give me your rent. Ah! Well, hey, speaking of being a little goblin who's going home for the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, the holidays make you like, I don't want to say like reminisce, like that's weird. I don't know what exactly.
Make you sentimental.
Kind of,
yeah,
but like
no, okay, not quite what you're looking for.
No, not exactly. Like, I'm doing a terrible job at fucking transitioning this. We watched Wrestlemania last weekend.
Wrestlemania!
Wrestlemania 39. I mean, obviously, if you guys follow our Instagram, when oh, by the way, is it Between the Fridges on Instagram? We have like a little host introduction, and I know on mine, it lists that I know more about professional wrestling than I want to admit. But like, man, like I'm turning 30 in a couple weeks, and I like have come to this realization in the past like month, 2 months, I want to say, that like, man, I've spent a lot of time like repressing things that I liked or were interested in or whatever for the possible comfort and acceptance of other people. And you know, I would keep up on professional wrestling in my adult life. Talk to my grandfather about it. My grandfather's cancer. I remember being in the hospital with him one time, and he was watching professional wrestling, and like people were being like very dismissive of it, and he wanted to talk about it.
That's so sad.
There were like 35 of us. I have a very big family on my mom's side. There were like 35 of us visiting him in the hospital, and like nobody would just like take the 5 minutes to listen to him talk about it.
That's so sad.
They were just like, yeah, this is fucking corny ass fake shit. My brother and I watched it as kids, and then I started keeping up with it, and I ended up like really falling in love with it. Mm-hmm. You know, my grandfather's one of the funniest people I know. We all say in some way or another that like I get my sense of humor and the way that like, you know, in some ways that like I can just, you know, exude a sense of humor and like to anybody and like make people laugh. I get that from my grandfather. So every time I watch wrestling, I think of my grandfather. And so I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to get back into it. Like, it's been seeming to do really good so far. Like, why the fuck not? Some of my favorite people are back in the industry. And I was like, I'm gonna watch Wrestlemania. I'm gonna watch Wrestlemania by my motherfucking self. I don't care. If people want to join me, people gonna join me. We got a little group together. We watched Wrestlemania. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts as to overall what your experience was like watching Wrestlemania.
Overall, honestly, it was such a great time. So, like I said, I know you guys said you used to follow when you were younger.
Yeah, my brother and I were like huge fans. We obviously watched like, we were fans of like completely different sectors, like sections apparently. Like my brother and I grew up during the Attitude Era. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where like the biggest, like my biggest understanding of professional wrestling was. Like my brother, he like loved like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock and Undertaker and Kane, like these big, like larger than life characters. Whereas I really loved like the high flyer, aerodynamic, like Matt and Jeff and the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian and oh my god, Lita and Trish. Oh, I loved Lita and Trish. When we like were growing like later on, like Ruthless Aggression. We really liked John Cena. I used to watch Brian Kendrick and Paul London. They were basically like the Ruthless Aggression era fucking Matt and Jeff Hardy Boys. And I was like, where the fuck are they? But I had Brian Kendrick and Paul London, so everything was fine. And then as I got older, like I kind of like fell out of it a little bit. But then like would still kind of have tabs, you know, like you got your Randy Ortons, you got your Batistas. And then, you know, fucking trying to think of who else. I mean, most recently, I'd say in the past like 4 years, I've followed a lot, well, very closely. I've followed like Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, fucking Johnny Gargano. Oh, I love Johnny Gargano. He needs to get his fucking flowers. Anyways, that was way more of a tangent than like I want. Fine. But my answer to that is, over the years I've had favorites. My brother loved these larger than life people, and I just liked people who jumped off of ladders and shit. Anyways, you.
So like, Okay, so like we grew up in like, you know, my dad was all about like the Hulk Hogan era, like
oh yeah,
90s, like growing up, like we watched that shit.
Oh yeah, Hulk
So,
Hogan. In that time, Hulk
Oh,
Hogan
yeah.
was the shit.
Yes, in that time, that era, like we would watch, like and I wish we still had it, but I don't know if we like donated stuff or whatever, or at a garage sale or something. But it's like I remember growing up, like we had wrestling action figures, like we had like the ring and shit, like
Yeah.
before. And I mean, I remember, you know, growing up more so early 2000s when kind of the different divisions started becoming bigger and
Mhm.
more of a thing.
Yeah.
But we kind of tapered off at that point because, you know, cable's expensive. Like, so we just stopped watching because we didn't have like access to all of that stuff.
Right.
So we fell out of it for a little while. But like we had so much fun. We, like I said, we had the action figures, like, and like you had mentioned, it was like Hulk Hogan, Steve Austin, The Undertaker, like all of those dudes were so fun to watch.
The rise of the mega powers.
And then it's like we would always watch like documentaries and that sort of thing, like just getting background and information. I was like, man, I miss this. This is fun. And then I started working at my job. And then one of my clients loves wrestling. Like Roman Reigns is his favorite. So
we're gonna fucking fight. I'm kidding.
like he loves that dude. And so I kind of was just like getting, you know, just refamiliarizing myself with what was going on because I hadn't been following for so long.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And then, you know, you got Peacock. So I was like, we're about to watch WrestleMania? Like, what? I was super hype. Like, you shared the password with my dad. And I was like, Dad, we're about to watch WrestleMania. He's like, yeah, we're about to watch WrestleMania. Let's go. Like, we're like basically live texting through the entire thing. I was like, did you see this? What did you think of this? And it was just a great time. I had so much fun. I forgot how much fun it is.
Yeah.
To be totally honest. Because it's like, you know, when you're a kid and you're just like, oh my God, it's fake. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's wrestling. A lot of the shit is fake. But all of that physicality, like, you don't see Joe Schmo off the street going in the ring doing fucking backflips off the top bar, like, or like jumping off a ladder, or, you know, going after someone with a fucking steel chair.
Yeah.
Like that still takes physicality, and you have to trust the person in the ring with you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like, I know, like, as of recently, like, I've had conversations with people about it, because, you know, like, I feel like there's always, I think, going to be a part of me that no matter what interest I share with people, that I'm always going to have to feel like I need to justify it. I mean, back in our church era, I remember, like, being really young, like 18, 19 years old, joining the group for the first time and getting to know people. And I would tell them, like, you know, like, tell us about yourself and what kind of things you like.
Yeah.
And the things that I liked and were interested in at the time were very left field things to a conservative Christian group. I mean, I was listening to One Direction. Like, I was 18, 19 years old. I was still, not still, but like, I was following One Direction really closely. I loved engaging in like Twitter culture and like stan Twitter. Like, I literally ran a fucking multiple stan Twitter accounts at one point in my life. Had a whole Tumblr page of like how much like I loved K-pop, and that was like my area to like express myself in like creatively. And I remember sharing these things with people, and I felt like they were judging me and they were making fun of me. And, you know, as a 19-year-old kid, I mean, I just graduated high school. I couldn't go to college due to financial reasons, and I was just super lost. And most of my friends were off to college.
Right.
And so I think as a kid, when you've got people that are a little older than you, that you are trying to emulate yourself as, and you share things like things that you're interested in, and you get kind of like judgment back.
Right. Like the feedback that you got, it's kind of like, well, what's wrong with the stuff that I like? Like, you shouldn't be judged for the things that you like.
Exactly.
You're allowed to like what you like.
Exactly. As long as it's not hurting anybody, who fucking cares?
Exactly.
Like, but that's something that 19-year-old me should have heard.
Right.
Instead, what I was doing at 19 years old was I was going to these group functions because I wanted in-person connection. I wanted like this in-person experience. And I'm not saying that my time at the church was just me wanting to make friends and it's just a sham, because I believed every word that they said.
Oh no, I definitely get that.
I believed exactly what they were saying. I believed the mission that they had.
Mm-hmm.
But I never felt fully like complete in that, because I was like, man, like God likes, apparently, like God likes me for the things that like for who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it so hard for you to like the full encompass me just because I listen to K-pop at home?
Right.
So I would, it was like weird. Like by day, I was a good Christian girl, and at night, I was on One Direction stan Twitter reading Larry fan fiction. Like, it was just a weird. I look back on it, and I mean, and I know you and I have said like we'd like do an episode on it sometime, but like I had a set of real life friends in person, sit in the room, drink coffee and a Panera Bread, talk about Jesus type of friends. And then I would go home and boot up my computer, and it was like my mom never understood like why I was in my room all the time. I was hanging out with my friends from across the world that also liked K-pop music, that also were a part of One Direction stan Twitter, that wanted to talk about YouTube with me. And like, it was so weird in a sense, having this like fucking Hannah Montana double life. I don't even know how like the best way to describe it.
No, honestly, you hit it on the head. Like that.
It was like it was a Hannah Montana double life. And so I always felt like more myself and like a complete human being 100% who I am online than I ever did literally. And like one of the speakers had said this like 10 years ago, and it's something that's always stuck out to me. Like it's something I say all the time, but like I was more comfortable being myself online with a group of people that did not know who I was in person than people who were like in my actual space.
Yep.
Like,
no, I totally get that.
So back to wrestling.
As we've taken our trip down memory lane.
Enough trauma dumping and all about wrestling. Yeah, so I mean, I guess to wrap up my tangent here is just I'm about to turn 30 in like 2 weeks. And I'm just really fucking tired of living in this state of like people are going to judge me for the things that I like, or people are going to judge me based off the way I act or the way I whatever. And maybe this is a turning 30 thing, but I'm like, I don't fucking care. I'm going to watch wrestling and, enjoy my fucking Justin Timberlake Home Depot mashup. I don't care.
And you shouldn't. Like, because I definitely get that mindset. It's just like, oh my God, I'm turning 30. It's not like existential crisis, but it's just kind of like, this is a big birthday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it sticks in your brain as like well, why the fuck do I care? I'm going to have fun and live my life because the people that I want to be around are going to be here.
Yeah.
If you don't like that, okay, have fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
It's kind of like like in a way, it's like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And like, it's making me think back on, the person I was 10 years ago at this time. Living at home, insecure of like myself, the things I was interested in, the things that I wanted to do with my life, the things that I was afraid to do, like because I was afraid of getting judged. And I'm like, man, like it sounds so stupid. I'm trying not to like get emotional about it.
Dude, you're fine. You do not sound stupid.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, I think of that person and I'm like, man, like, as dumb as it sounds, me sitting here listening to, like, talking about wrestling, fucking professional wrestling, being fully unabashedly, like, okay with talking about the things that I like and, like, trying, like, doing what I can each day to be comfortable with myself. I'm doing it for that 19-year-old kid sitting in her room by herself, not knowing why people don't like her.
Dude, I definitely
or, like,
that.
questioning why, like, oh, if I say this next Tuesday, are people not gonna like me anymore? Like,
right, and nobody should have to think that way.
No, and so, as ridiculous as it sounds, sorry, chat, like...
No, I very much get what you're saying. It makes, like, so much sense.
It's just, I'm doing my best not to care for that 19-year-old girl who was like, oh, I felt shamed by my people who I thought were my friends today because I wore a fucking Super Junior K-pop band bracelet to church today, and they were confused as to why I would do that. Or, like, yeah.
It's just like, you don't need to understand what I like just to respect me as a person.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't make me feel stupid or less than just because I like something that you might think is, I hate to call weird, because I don't want to call things weird.
It's
nobody's interests and likes are weird.
It's something that you don't understand.
Exactly. Just because you're ignorant to said subject, like, doesn't mean you should, you know, cast and project how you feel and be like, well, I don't get it. Well, why do you think that's cool? Like, no. People like what they like.
Yeah, some of my favorite things that I have found, like, pop culture wise, are from people that I have met talking about the things that they love, and me just taking a moment going, I've never heard of that. What is that? What do you love about that? And not just, oh, like, you like Star Trek? Fuck off.
Right.
I've not watched Star Trek. I love if you watch Star Trek. I just feel like I'm too dumb for Star Trek. I feel like I'm too stupid for Star Trek. I feel like that's a smart person show.
I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know.
But back to wrestling. The main point of this trauma dump. You liked it.
I had a great time.
Oh, slay.
It was so much fun. Like, no, just, I mean, some of it was just like the nostalgia. Like, oh my God, we're watching Wrestlemania. Like, it's been so long. Like, and I think it was just like the mix of, okay, this is happening. This is fun. Like, you were excited. I was excited to, like, get back into it. Because, like I said, some of the stuff in storylines I was kind of familiar with because of work.
Yeah.
But a lot of it I was like, man, I've just been out of the game for so long. And it's like, you know, people that I grew up with, or it's like, you know, I couldn't remember names or faces or whatever, and then they started talking about people. I was like, oh my God, that clicked something in my brain.
Yeah.
Like, because, you know, and there's so many offshoots too. It's like NEW, AEW, like, what is it, NXT, all of that shit. Like, there's so many different divisions, so it's like,
well, and then you're working, well, AEW is not even a part of the WWE conglomerate. That is the company that Tony Khan, Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega started in 2019. So that basically is like, so like in 2001, when, well, in the late 90s, early 2000s, when WCW was a thing, AEW right now is basically what WCW was in the late 90s and like early 2000s.
Got you.
They are WWE's like number one competitor.
Okay.
Fighting for ratings, fighting for talent, fighting for all of that. Which is why it was such a huge shock last year that Cody came back to WWE. Because he started AEW, was like vice president of like talent relations or some crazy shit like that. Like from the get-go was like the top guy.
See, this is why I like to talk about this stuff, because I was like, I get it. You have a very specific wealth of knowledge where it's just like, Yeah, I can tap into like the battery bank and be like, yeah, I kind of know this. I've heard about this. I know this is a thing and this is a thing and this is a thing. But it's just kind of like, give me the facts, please.
Yeah.
You know, like I love to be informed. So like just getting to watch this and be a part of it and be like, oh yeah, I remember him. Or it's like, oh, I know them from this blah, blah, blah storyline and all that crap. Like it was just a good time. So entertaining. Like some of it I was like, okay, like that was cool. And other times you're like, okay, that match could have been better. But I mean, that's like anything.
Like what baseball? I don't fucking know. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch baseball.
But no,
you don't
probably popular opinion. I don't know. Maybe it's an unpopular opinion. But I very much thought night 1 was better than night 2.
Absolutely, night 1
except for obviously the last match with Cody and Roman Reigns. Everybody was like, let's fucking go.
I literally was gonna shit myself at that fucking ending. I was at the edge of my seat the entire
screaming at the television
entire time. I thought he had it. And he did have it. He did have it. He had it until the fucking end when Sol Sikoa's bitch ass did the fucking Umaga Samoan spike to Cody Rhodes' neck. Before he was gonna hit that third fucking crossroads, and then Roman Reigns speared his ass, pinned him, and was like, I'm winning again. That fucking still shot at the end where Cody's like crying in the ring.
It's like, we're crying too, King.
Crying in the ring with Roman holding his belts in the background. Oh my God, I wanted to kill that man. I wanted to kill him. I said, don't do that to my baby daddy, man. He's married with a child, but don't do that to my baby daddy, bitch. Oh, so bad.
Oh my God. Wait, do we need to change the simp of the week?
My simp of the week is changing every 3 minutes. I'm on my fucking period right now. If that's the case, it would be like
you're like every 5 minutes. Hang on.
The fucking simp of the week. The simp of the week would be feral this week if that's the case. So anyways, yes, night 1 much better than night 2.
Yes.
Do you have any particular? Because I don't want to go through the entire card. Like we did for micro wrestling, because it's basically it was fucking stacked.
So much.
But and also we're going a little over on time this time. But fine. Who fucking cares? It's Easter, bitch.
It's Easter and we're having fun. Fuck off.
It's fine. Oh my God. Do you have any let's start off with night 1. Do you have any highlights from night 1?
Oh my gosh. Okay, brain.
So that was do you want me to run through the card that I remember?
Yes.
Okay, so in order that I remember, that was John Cena, Austin Theory. Then it was the men's
John Cena, the Make-A-Wish kids.
Fucking losing in front of the Make-A-Wish
kids.
Oh, that shit was feral.
He got robbed too.
Yeah, that shit was feral. John Cena was robbed. It started with a robbery and ended with a fucking robbery.
It did.
Oh, shit.
It did.
So basically, John Cena has fulfilled the most wishes of any Make-A-Wish person. I think he's done 6,000. He's fulfilled 6,000 Make-A-Wishes. And the WWE has this cool partnership with Make-A-Wish that every year during WrestleMania time they induct a bunch of Make-A-Wish kids into their Hall of Champions, essentially,
so
for the kids. Because I mean, obviously, y'all, I'm sorry, I'm a simp for Cody Rhodes. Cody posted on his Instagram that he was able to fulfill 15 wishes alone from that night.
Wow, that's awesome.
And so all these guys are meeting their fans and shit, and it's cool. It's great. I fucking love that for the kids. I wish I had kids so I could be Cody Rhodes. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Confirmed. Cody Rhodes is a simp of the week.
No.
Yes.
No. Anyways, so John Cena had a bunch of kids come out to the entrance when he was gonna go out and fight Austin Theory, and he's like, I'm doing it for the Make-A-Wish kids, and then he fucking lost. Oh, so bad.
Sad.
Anyways, so yeah, John Cena versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Then it was the men's fatal 4-way, and then fuck, man. Oh, then it was Becky, Trish, Lita against Damage Control. That was fine.
Yeah, that was okay.
The men's Fatal 4-Way had some cool moments, but that was also fine. Then it was fucking Seth Rollins and Logan Paul.
That was a good match. That was a good match.
Yeah, Logan Paul as a human being, fucking hate that guy.
Horrible.
Fucking hate that guy. I like him like 2% more than I like his brother Jake.
Yeah.
However, I would be lying. I would be a big fat, bold-faced liar if I said that Logan Paul is not a talented professional wrestler.
You're not lying.
That man knows how to play up a crowd. That man knows how to take a bump. He knows how to fucking communicate with his partners, like his wrestling partners, essentially. And
he's found his gig, like, honestly.
Yeah, I think he plays a great bad character. Like, evil character, I guess I should say. Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins
in his BDSM getup.
Seth Rollins in his Rihanna jacket and his BDSM fucking hot pink straps and the assless chaps, essentially. Oh my God, he's there for the girls and the gays and the drag queens. I love Seth Rollins. He's a man that that is underappreciated.
Yeah.
Love that motherfucker. He sold the motherfucking house down. Okay, so then after that, I may be getting these a little bit out of order, because it's like some of the ones I'm like, I just want to forget about this one, and then I want to remember
honestly
this one.
Valid.
But the last three are the ones that I was like, oh shit, like each one I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Was Rey Mysterio versus Dominic, father versus son.
I think that was probably one of my favorites of night one.
Oh,
like, it was just really, really good. I love Rey Mysterio. I think he's great.
He's so cool.
I just would want to be his friend.
Yeah, that man's been flying off shit for like 20 years.
Forever.
He loves his family.
You know what? He got inducted as he should. He deserves it.
Absolutely.
So much.
So much. And I think Dominic is doing a great job playing up the crowd.
Oh my God, yes.
When he went up to his mom and his sister in the audience, and his sister had that cup of water, and he threw it in her face.
Dude, I wish they would have let his sister fight. I was like, let's go.
Apparently that was all improvised.
I believe that.
He went, like, because he had an interview, and he said that he walked over to his mom and sister, and he saw his sister holding the cup of water, and he was like, well, she did it to herself. Whoomp.
Like, well, here you go.
I was like, damn, it's so good.
Live television.
Yeah, and he was like booed really, really bad last night.
I bet.
He was booed real bad because he's like, I laid it easy on my dad. And everybody's like, you fucking suck, bitch.
I was like, you're playing the baddie right now, man. You gotta accept what comes with it.
I just can't get over his prison gimmick where he's like, I was in the clink. And I'm like,
oh
what
my God,
fuck
that was
are you
so funny.
You were there for 3 hours, motherfucker.
3 whole hours.
But yeah, that was so good. And then after that was Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley.
That was a fun match too.
That shit was so fucking good. Mm-hmm. Like, when they did the one spot where they did the flip and Charlotte didn't catch herself and she smacked her face.
Oh my God, smacked her whole face? Yes.
And like cut up her nose and shit. Oh my God.
Dude, you could definitely see it by the end. It was like, holy shit, girl.
Yeah. Those two, incredible
Very
story. Good. I do love that, like, because they didn't really do a big build up for that match. It was just like really quick. Like, Rhea won the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble. She was able to choose her opponent. Could have been Bianca Belair or Charlotte Flair, and she chose Charlotte Flair. She lost a match at Wrestlemania against Charlotte Flair 3 years prior. So I think that, like, even though there wasn't like a big build up to it, they didn't really have a feud until, she said, I'm picking you, bitch.
Right.
I still think it was executed really well because they were able to call that back and be like, essentially, like, this is 3 years in the making. And I'm like, amazing, incredible.
You're like, cool, great, wonderful.
She's also really fucking hot.
She is very intimidating.
She's
very intimidating. What?
It just...
Did I break you?
No, this is just if anybody ever asks me how straight you are,
oh my God,
I'm showing them this very much.
She is intimidating.
There's nothing wrong with not being a part of the Gubbatakwa. However, it's just the duality of man. She's really hot. She's really intimidating.
Oh my God.
So anyway, no, she does carry herself as a very intimidating character. I love her for it. And then finally, which you fell asleep by this point.
I did.
That's totally fine. We will definitely, I would watch this again. Is the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus Usos match for the tag team belts. Absolutely fucking incredible. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer actually gave that match 5 stars, which is like a very prestigious, like, Dave Meltzer barely gives out 5 stars.
Oh, so that's like a big deal for him. Really
big deal. Charlotte Rhea actually got 4.75, so they were so close. But I think that was also because you can't give out 2 5 stars.
I mean, yeah, you don't.
And it's like,
can't.
Do we give it to Charlotte Rhea or do we give it to KO and Sammy versus the Usos? KO and Sammy versus the Usos have had like a literal consistent 2.5 year story.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of build up there.
And that story was playing out while the match was going. So it's like, it makes total sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
To give it to them.
Absolutely.
Damn, we're like... Anyways, night 2. Any highlights you remember from night 2?
Night two. Oh my God.
Fucking
Snoop Dogg and the people's elbow, dude.
God, that shit was so good. So,
that was amazing.
Originally, Shane McMahon came back. He was going to fight The Miz, who was the host of... Well, him and Snoop Dogg were the host of WrestleMania this year.
Yes.
But Shane McMahon did a leapfrog, tore his quad.
Dude was down for the count.
So you can see in the back, one of the cameramen is actually giving like direction to Snoop Dogg, like punch him. Snoop Dogg's like, oh shit, this is my moment. He punches The Miz. They have like a random fight, and fucking Snoop Dogg does like a
little skippity. He's like lounging through the ring,
doing a fucking crip walk, then hitting the ropes, and then does a
little leap over and that.
It does a people's elbow to fucking to Miz, pins him. Snoop Dogg wins at WrestleMania 39. What the fuck was that?
That was fantastic. One of my favorite things.
Dave Meltzer gave that one a 1 out of 5.
It was so good. Pop culture at its finest.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I'm like, I love this. Snoop Dogg is a huge wrestling fan. He's part of the Hall of Fame, and I'm like, wouldn't have imagined it any better than fucking Snoop. So okay, let me think. Second day. Shit, I don't remember.
I was gonna say one that stuck out to me. It was, who was Bianca fighting?
Bianca.
Everything's kind of blending together.
Bianca Belair and Asuka.
Thank you. Yes. That was a good match too. That was pretty good. I thought she was gonna pull the hair earlier in the match, but I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, it
was kind of drug out a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, they had like,
but it was good to watch.
Oh, like, I remember. I don't know why I missed this one. Fucking Okay, here we go. So Brock Lesnar versus Omos was the one that opened.
Right.
The two big men. Wasn't surprised that Brock won.
No.
And then there was the women's fatal 4-way, which I was pissed that that Ronda and Shayna won because
they just ended it. They're like, oh, our time.
They literally
did it in the end.
Yeah, they literally did shit. It was like a showcase of like Liv and Raquel, which I hope that they go for the the women's tag belts next. I think they would be amazing. But like Liv and Raquel, Natalya and Shotzi, Ronda and Shayna, and Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Yeah, that ending was a fucking sham. And then they had the Intercontinental Championship with Gunther, Drew McIntyre, and Sheamus. That was
really good.
Great. That was a full out brawl. Those three incredible fighters.
The fact that it was just like fucking 30 almost like 30 fucking smacks. I'm like, holy shit, he's just fucking going like a windmill.
Oh yeah, Sheamus. Oh.
Yeah, he's just going.
My albino Scotsman.
I know.
My albino Celtic warrior. Oh, amazing. Drew McIntyre, so sexy.
Hot.
Oh, thank you. He's so sexy. He gives off Gerard Butler vibes, and I'm like, oh.
You know what? Honestly, that makes sense.
This is a man my mother would love. Oh yeah. Edge and Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell was okay.
Hell in a Cell.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's that fucking demon, man. It's the demon. It's the demon character that ruined it. Finn Balor is an incredible talent.
Well, yeah, that's why when I saw him coming in with the whole get up, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
I'll have to show you. There was a match a few years ago with Finn Balor and AJ Styles. I'll have to find it. That shit was so good. Mm-hmm. Classic, like, indie bout. So fucking incredible. Those guys, resilient. And, like, on top of that, like, Edge is, like, in his, like, essentially, like, I think I've seen rumors that he's, like, going to officially retire soon.
Okay.
Which he's absolutely incredible. I could literally, like, do a whole podcast episode of how much I love him. Mm-hmm. Finn Balor apparently had, like, a calf tear, a grade 2 calf tear before the match. And then in the middle of it, Edge threw a ladder at Finn Balor.
Yeah, blasting the fucking head.
That's when he got that laceration on his head. And he just got a fucking numbing agent and staples in his head. And he was like, I'm going to keep going.
It's like, dude.
That man is incredible.
That is mad respect.
If I got hit with a fucking ladder and my head was cut open, first of all, I'd pass out. Second of all, I'd die. Third of all, I would not be able to fucking complete anything. I'd be like,
just limp body, carry me out of the ring.
I'm like, Mom gives me big, like, Undertaker Mick Foley vibes from Hell in a Cell 98. Yep. When fucking Undertaker threw Mankind off the cell not once but twice, and he was still like, yeah, cool. Meanwhile, his ears torn off. He had some of his teeth, like, blasted up into his nostril.
Ooh.
And then he was like, hey, I'm going to pour this, like, bag of thumbtacks on the floor, choke slam me into them. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Is this some cake? Is this some cake shit, Mick Foley? What the fuck?
Oh, dude, what the hell are
Again,
you
whole
doing?
other thing. He's amazing. Bianca Belair and Asuka, we talked about that. And fucking finally, unfortunately,
dun, dun, dun.
baby daddy Cody Rhodes against my enemy, Roman Reigns.
Like, he's my enemy, but he's sexy.
He's my enemy, but you kind of hot too, man. I'll like a thirst edit of you too.
Oh my god.
I'm crossing enemy lines.
Oh my god.
But like, oh my god, that shit was incredible.
That was worth waiting for.
Cody is just again, play the fucking Simp of the Week song. I don't care at this point.
Hey bitches, are you ready to snap? Cause it's Simp of the Week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Simp of the Week, bitch.
So
Cody Rhodes, official Simp of the Week.
No, he's not the official Simp of the Week.
But he could.
No, oh my god.
So, Carly's Simps of the Week, we are making it plural. Anyone in WrestleMania.
Like,
anyone that appeared on the roster for WrestleMania. Wrestlemania.
Are you hot? You're probably my sip of the week this week. Thanks, period. Period. No, that shit was so good. Just like the storytelling aspect of it.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that he like the whole time was just like, like leading up to it, he's like, I'm gonna finish the story. And then Solo Sikoa, my mortal enemy, was like, LOL, JK, no you're not.
He's like, I'm be a sneaky bitch.
So now he wasn't able to finish the story. And so
but it's not over.
It's not over till the fat lady sings. Oh my god, I was gonna do the same thing. Why did you do that?
I don't know.
Now
It just seemed like the right thing to do.
Now I can't be the Universal Champion no more.
No, I am hoping that they like continue something.
Yeah,
they can't just like leave it there.
I think what they're ultimately going to do, because like in some aspect, I get it. April 2022.
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes shows back up to the company after 6 years away. Has a couple bouts with Seth Rollins. They're all great. He's a very key player in the company. Tears his pec.
Right.
Leaves after Hell in a Cell, which is, I think, was in like June, July of last year. So he was back in the company for 3 months.
Right.
Tears his pec. Has this Hell in a Cell match. Gone for 6 months. He had to get surgery.
Yep.
Shows up as number 30 in the Royal Rumble in January of this year. Wins. Chooses Roman because he fucking has both of the belts.
Right.
So there's no choice. And so they have 3 months essentially. So like, as much as I wanted Cody to win, as much as I still wanted Cody to win, I think that would have been the better decision.
Right.
Due to the Usos losing to KO and Sammy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I also understand in a storytelling aspect that you have your number one good guy in the company. Like, it was an easy choice, but at the same time, I understand it not just being handed over.
Right.
Due to the fact that he was gone for 6 months.
Right.
Now, if he was not gone that 6 months, and he was doing other bouts and other feuds and other things, whatever.
Right.
Then made it to number 30. Like, and everything else stayed the same. I think it would have made it would have made sense for him to get it. But I think being a week out.
Right.
Being a week out, having like some retrospective on it. It's like, okay, do I like this decision? No. However, does it make sense for a long time storytelling aspect?
Absolutely.
I guess. Speaking of a long time storytelling aspect, hey guys, thank you so much for joining us for the 14th inaugural episode of the Between the Fridges podcast. Amanda, do you have anything that you'd like to share with the audience before I close us out?
Well, I hope everybody has a great holiday. Stay happy, stay safe. Thanks for bearing with us on our very long episode, but we also hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah, that's all for me.
Amazing.
What about you?
I'm really glad I got the episode number right. I was like, dude, is this
this
episode
wrong?
14? It just didn't sound right. But
No, 14.
Yeah. But yeah, again, thank you guys for joining us today. If you'd like to continue following along with us, feel free to follow us on Instagram at Between the Fridges. If you'd like to send anything for viewer submission, feel free to email us at betweenthefridges@gmail.com. If you want to send me like a really fun Cody Rhodes smut fic to read on the podcast, I'm kidding.
She'll read it her personal time.
I have actually been reading a few fan fictions as a recent, and the one's been pretty fire. I will say that.
Is that the Leon Kennedy one?
It is the Leon Kennedy one.
Shit.
That shit kind of fire. So again, he could be my simp of the week. You never know with me at this point. I'm telling you, it's changing every 3 minutes.
That's totally fine.
Um,
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah, feel free to follow us, send us a suggestion, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you leave us a review and it's nice, then we will read it on the podcast and give you a shout out. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. We're happy you're here, and also sorry for crying like a little baby bitch. That's not gonna happen again for the next week. So again, thank you all so much. My name is Carly.
My name is Amanda,
and we will see you all next week. So I have to ask, did you ever since your family watched wrestling, did you ever like wrestle your brother?
Not really.
What?
I mean, I don't remember the full context to this memory, but I just remember going to my mom, he bit me, and I showed her my arm. And you see the teeth marks on my arm where he just and chomped down. I don't remember why. He was younger. I mean, we were younger kids. He's 3 years younger than me, but I'm just I remember that very vividly.
This is another reason that you and I grew up. Well, another thing that I can show people that you and I grew up so differently, because my brother would literally fucking rock bottom me at Christmas.
At Christmas?
He'd be like, I'm about to people's elbow your shit. And they're like, not in front of the bride.